my winter greenhouse. So this is my winter greenhouse. I use it from about September to about now, which is March, early March. That's the growing season. I live in north central Washington, so it gets pretty cold. We generally have a lot of sun in the winter. So the way this works is in the winter, so you got to be south facing. That's the biggest thing. In the winter, the sun starts rising more to the south, and then it stays low and does this kind of low arch, and is able to get the angle in, and the angle changes as we go. In the spring, the sun's just starting to come in, like this is the angle, and I've tracked it a little bit here, and it goes all the way in. So in the middle of winter, it's way up on the wall. And then now this time of year, it's starting to creep back out a little bit every day. And by late April, it'll be pretty much out. And then this will be over. These plants are starting to bolt because it's almost over. So I plant in about September. And then within about a month of that, I have enough to start eating. And then it's just all you can eat all winter long. This building, I think, works so good without heat because the insulation in the ceiling and the foundation is insulated. So it holds heat really good compared to a typical greenhouse with glazing above, which is good for getting a lot of sun, but it lets the heat out at night. So really at night, it's the only time you want to hold that heat. Even when it's really cold outside, maybe 20 degrees outside, if it's sunny and 2 feet of snow out there, it will get really warm in here, maybe 70 degrees or something. So you actually have to let the heat out. You got to open the windows and kind of monitor the temperature. These plants really like cool weather. They don't like warm weather, especially the mustard. It just hates it above about 60. So the biggest thing is on sunny days in the winter, you want to be able to vent the heat out. I do have these auto opening things, and they work pretty good. They do open when it gets warm enough, but it's just not enough to really let it out on a sunny day. So that's about the only daily chores you need to do or think about. I water very little. There's no evaporation, like an outdoor garden. So you put water in, it pretty much stays. And I just use about 5 gallons a week, maybe twice a week. It depends on the sun and stuff, but not a lot of water. The sun, the idea is, and I assume it works, the sun comes in and it warms up all this concrete, and the concrete warms up during the day, and then at night gives off a little bit of heat, kind of like a heat battery or whatever. Thermal mass is the term. So this is all Asian greens for the most part. Trigemicide is probably my favorite. Yellow heart winter choy, tatsoi, Shanghai green choy, Chinese cabbage, Japanese giant red mustard. We've got some purple bok choy, some butter crunch that grew good. There's supposed to be more kale over there, but whatever. So it's mostly Asian greens. When I first started doing this, I tried to do carrots, potatoes, things like that. It just didn't work. So I quit doing that and realized that the greens are the easiest, best thing to do. Super nutritious greens, way better for you than iceberg lettuce or romaine or whatever that store-bought salad mix stuff is. This stuff's really nutritious. It just works really good because the ceiling's insulated. I think that's the biggest deal. And you don't need glazing on the top in the winter because of the angle of the sun. In the summer, the sun rises over there, stays high to the back, sets over there. So the sun hits the roof, doesn't get in here. And yeah, it's a clean, controlled environment. There's no bugs, no birds, you know, none of that stuff that you got to deal with in your outdoor garden. I don't even feel like I need to rinse this stuff off to eat it. It's just clean. It's indoor salad house. And yeah, it's just really cool. It works really good. It's a unique design. I looked at a lot of different designs, and I nervously chose this because I wanted it to look like this, kind of match the house and stuff. I didn't want some goofy, weird, spaceship-looking greenhouse thing. So I built it like this and just hoped for the best. And thankfully it worked really good based on that low angle. So you gotta be south-facing. It's gotta be unobstructed south-facing. You can't have a mountain right there or a bunch of big trees. You need that sun to come in at that winter angle, and then it should work. This stuff has like no R value, very little. It's 1.5 or something. I thought I was going to get a lot more heat loss through this, and I don't seem to. This building in the winter without heat usually stays about 10 degrees warmer than outside, just all the time. Doesn't really matter on sun or not sun. It just holds. So I think probably the insulated foundation kind of grabs that stable earth temperature, which is 50 degrees or whatever, and that kind of acts, the earth acts as kind of a heater. There's no concrete slab or floor other than those pavers. So it's just straight to earth from here. And pretty cool, works really good. Yeah. In the spring I start my little stuff for the outdoor garden, peppers, tomatoes, so it does still work as like a spring starter, plant starting greenhouse. That works till about April, which is about enough. So it's cool like that. I did try the thermal tubing thing. There's 300 feet of tubing buried out there in a big loop, 7 feet deep. I put fans on both ends, and I tried it. I just don't think it helps. I don't think it works. The temperature never really changes. It might have a crushed pipe or something. So that might have been a big kind of waste of digging and pipe, but whatever. I stole that or borrowed that idea from another guy on YouTube that did it, and it works really good for him. I get most of my seeds from Baker Creek, heirloom seeds, and they tend to specialize a lot in Asian plants and greens and stuff, and that tends to be the best in here. I don't really grow romaine or iceberg or stuff like that. You could probably try cabbage. That might work. I've never tried it. But I just stick with these Asian greens. Really nutritious. They're kind of rugged. They're maybe kind of bitter a little bit at times, flavorful, but really good. They tolerate low temperatures. It can be down to, it's been down to 18 in here, and it didn't bother them at all. It's gotten even colder than that, and it bothered them a little bit. I don't know how cold it was. I'm going to guess and say single digits in here, and I had about a 20% die off or something. It just froze, and I just cleaned them out, and that was fine. Because I obviously have enough. I can't eat it all at all. And this building, I think, is about like 14 by 20 or something, and these beds are about 6 by 8 or something like that, and you could feed a family of 4 salads every day all winter long on this like square footage. It's crazy. So just really cool, works really good in the winter. I might put a heater in here once in a while if it gets super cold outside, like 5 degrees and windy or something. I might put a little space heater in here just to try and keep it around 25, and that would be fine. Plants don't mind at all, it's perfect. So, yeah, very little water, very little heat, very little maintenance. Biggest thing is getting the heat out when it's super sunny. So yeah, and I just think it's really cool, and it worked really good. And the building looks cool. It's not some goofy spaceship looking glass thing. So really happy with it, really cool.